What up? Welcome to Wednesday night.
I'll go. I just wanted to shout out the 6 a.m. crew. I know a lot of you are on this team call, which is just proof that y'all show up for everything. And regardless of whatever happens the end of this month, you should be really proud of yourself that y'all are so consistent, especially like 6 a.m. That crew is baller. So let's keep it up going into October because the actions are going to pay off. And yeah, I'm excited to end the month strong, and we're going to clean slate tomorrow.
Awesome. I see my girl Alex on here. I'm gonna give her a shout out. Hey girl. Alex went through a hurricane and lost power and is living by herself and is packing a house by herself and moving by herself. That's military life. And here she is on a team call, still showing up. Her transformation is just insane. So big shout out to you, girl. I'm so proud of you.
Guys, I want to welcome Mary Medina to the team. She also, this is her first team call. She just started this past week, and she also shared such a beautiful post this past week. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I think I put it in the page for you guys to go read it, especially any moms in here. I'm just so proud of her. She's on her way to locking in some awesome goals to kick off October. So welcome, and it's good to see Taylor here. It's good to see Maddie here, who is still grinding to lock in Success Club this month, who has grown so much this month. I know you guys know what I mean when I say sometimes in our valleys, we really grow the most, and that's what they're there for. So if you guys are feeling that this month too, just know that the sun always comes up and you're being molded in a lot of special ways. So I'm just really proud of you guys. And it's just good to see you here.
I'll go really quick. I wanted to recognize Amanda. She's done so many wonderful things in her business, but I think I might have been most proud of her over the last week or two, because it can be easy to run your business when things are going well, right? And people are signing up and you.
Oh wait, I can't hear you.
Maggie, we can't hear you.
I think what she was gonna say was, can you hear me?
Oh my God, I'm already getting cut off.
Oh, there she's back. Okay, good.
Anyway, I don't know what y'all heard, but Amanda's a badass with a great mindset, and she locked in Success Club. Woohoo! God, I'm even at my mom's house, guys.
I actually also want to shout Amanda out. We did a coach sneak peek last week. Elena spoke on it. Amanda spoke on it. So I really want to shout both of them out because it was just awesome to be able to team up and do that with them. A couple of girls have joined the team because of you guys' stories and just the way you shared. And just to remind everybody else, guys, you have to start somewhere. They reached out to me and said, can we please share on this team call or on this coach sneak peek? And you have to start doing that, and you just never know who you're going to inspire. They don't do those every week. That was still new for them to do that, and they crushed it. So it's never too soon to start doing coach sneak peeks. You don't even need to wait on your coach or your upline to do it. I just want to tell you guys, you did amazing, and welcome. We're going to be welcoming new coaches this week because of your transparency and your stories, and it's just awesome that we got to do that together.
Anybody else?
I can speak on Maggie's behalf real quick since her internet isn't working. She wanted to shout out Meg Welch, who's been pushing hard every day and locked in Success Club for the first month.
Great job. 2 more months and you're in that test group.
I want to shout out someone else. I want to shout Eileen out. Guys, Success Club 10, 4 kids at home, homeschooling, insane. And she showed up to a call today. Maddie showed up, a couple of girls showed up, and it was just a total recenter moment. But I feel like we just need to celebrate her for the amazing things that she's done this month. It's been incredible. She's such an inspiration. So I just love you, dear, and you've done amazing.
Hi, Lika. Great job.
I'm going to shout out one of my coaches. She's not on here yet, but she should be hopping on soon. Kaylin has been pushing so hard at the end of this month. She's at Success Club. She should be at Success Club 4. Brought on 2 new discount coaches. She's 2 coaches away from hitting what she needs for diamond rank. So for not throwing in the towel and pushing to the end of the month.
Let's go, girl. You got this. What's her name?
Kaylin.
Is she on the call? I just like to see.
She has a little one, so until
Okay.
he goes to sleep, she usually hops on a little later, but she catches the recording.
Cool. Any last recognition? All right, let's get started. Well, first, I'll go ahead and shout out Jess Gill. You did an amazing job last week, so I think you really did. You resonated, or the team resonated with your story so much. So thank you for sharing all of those tips last week. And also, your call really inspired me to kind of dig back into this John Maxwell, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Jess shared a lot about taking a lot away from the mentorship she was in when I partnered with another coach, and we kind of like went through this together. So I decided, because of Jess, to be honest, forgot about it. We're going to start again on Monday, and there's no prerequisites to join. Just get in here. Let's chat. Monday nights at 8 o'clock. If you guys want to do this with us, I'll be posting a link in the team page. All you have to do is go to Amazon and buy this book. Jess, if you can make it any Mondays, it'd be awesome to see you lead one of these sessions, just because you had such big takeaways with it as well. But I think it could give everybody a really great fresh start. And there's nothing like thinking about the future now in terms of your leadership and your abilities and all the growth that you guys want to have in 2021. It's time to start now and thinking about what you want that year to be. So just imagine getting through more than half of this leadership development book, how your January is going to start. So I'm excited to go through it with you and be a student and hopefully learn with you guys as we go through it. So please join us. It's going to be like a second team call, but we're going to be doing it on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Any other announcements that we want to add before we get started?
Yeah, I want to touch really quickly on Danielle attached the photo of this with the new team calendar is officially posted in Transformation Nation. So if you guys go to the announcements in the team page, she just shared like what's going on for October, and you guys can see all the announcements there. And there's also like links for like the team calls, the team Zoom in the mornings. That's where we get on and like we work out, or a lot of people work. But we also added a photo of the Success Club bingo board for this month. So the goal of this board is to complete every single activity and achieve every single thing in the square. So you want to fill in every single box on the bingo board. And starting tomorrow on Thursdays, it just worked out perfectly that October 1st is a Thursday, we will do check-ins. So you guys will have the accountability to come in there, share your board, and share how you're doing with basically the activities that are going to help you see results in your business. It's one thing to share and focus on, when we're signing people up and when we're hitting Success Club. But truthfully, guys, if you commit to these activities, you will see the result. And if you commit to the activities and you're willing to learn and take action through the activities and push yourself to achieve some of the things that are on there, like a new coach, new discount coaches, new working coaches, things like that, I just can't wait to see where we're all at the end of October. So the blank Success Club bingo board is linked in the announcements. I'll link it tomorrow as well. And then we will start plugging away. Yeah. Thanks, Nat. There it is. Yeah. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. That's how we're crushing October.
So just this is in the
announcement
section. So you just go to the announcements tab on Facebook and then, or in the group, and then Danielle has this pinned post. So it has the link to the virtual gym, the team call, sample workouts, free workouts, COVID survival grocery list, there's all kinds of stuff in here. And then obviously these beautiful little calendars that they create. If you guys are like me, you like to print this stuff off and put it in a pretty binder. And then here's the bingo Mac was talking about too, just to give you a visual. All right. Any other announcements that we should talk about this week? I think we're good when we make, oh, guys, next week we have Bob Heilig.
Real quick, sorry, Nat, but definitely want to say the coach launch for 30-day breakaway is next week. So that'll happen between now and our next team call. So just be on board with that and start thinking about how you guys are going to utilize this to maximize October. A lot of people, you can do what you want with this, but the final workout of 30-day breakaway is the 5K. So keep that in mind as you're planning your challenge groups for 30-day breakaway, when you would want your group to run their 5K. You could plan that for Thanksgiving. You could plan that for the week of Thanksgiving. So just keep that in mind. That's what the final workout is. And that will launch to the Coach Network next week.
Lost the Zoom. Yeah, we'll be putting stuff in there throughout the week in the team page too, to give you guys some information if you don't have it. All right, let's dive in. I try to be short and sweet, but also give you guys some tips that'll help you. Tonight we're talking about some foundational truths and just introducing systems. This is really nothing that should be a shock to you. I think the biggest shock that's going to come is whether you're utilizing it or not. Especially if you've been around for a while, you might have gotten out of the habit of having a system if you really sit down and kind of audit yourself and think about it. So that's just what I want to drive into us tonight, is just some truths that matter, some real talk like I like to do, and then making sure that you guys have some tactical systems that you can start to implement or re-implement if you stopped, because it's definitely where our team needs some momentum. So number one, I'm just gonna start with a question. How many of you guys feel stuck? I can't see. We put your hand back up, keep it up for a second. Basically, like, a lot of people are feeling stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna say good, because feeling stuck is your soul's way of reminding you that you stopped growing. And the first time that I heard somebody tell me that, I was like, oh my gosh. To me, it's like, higher power, like whatever you believe in, it's for me, it's like feeling stuck is that gift from God in a way that serves as that reminder to step into the growth that needs to be had. And I want you guys to approach it as that, as like, if you feel stuck right now, that means that you've stopped growing in some area of your life, that you need to go to the next level. You're not pursuing that enough, and that's where you need to go. Maybe it's personally, maybe it's business leadership, maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's a physical journey for you, maybe it's something that you need to get over, a hump that you need to get over to get to the next level. Whatever it is, feeling stuck is a good thing, because again, it's that reminder that you're supposed to be somewhere else, and you want to be somewhere else, and that's why you're on this call tonight, is because you're trying to figure out how to get to that next point in your life and in your business and in your journey and in your income and all of these things. So getting stuck is actually a really powerful thing, because it's a reflection. It's a voice inside of you going, okay, girl, you got something to do here. Let's figure out where you need to put your focus. So as we move into tonight's call, like, I need you guys to know that you're not where you want to be because you're not failing enough. I'm going to say that again. You're not where you want to be because you're not failing enough. You're not getting enough no's. And we don't learn and grow through success. Have you ever heard of somebody just constantly growing and becoming their best selves by just having the most luck in the world? That doesn't exist. People grow when they fail. And the more that you guys can get out there and embrace the no's and embrace the failures and continue to come back fighting and going after it. And to be honest, not really looking at a no as a never, no as a reflection of who you are, but recognizing it for what it is. You're going to grow through this process as well. Yes, we'll build your business, but no's will build you. And that kind of leads me into our foundational truths. I have 3 of them tonight for you guys. Number one is this: let go of control and certainty. Period. Let go of it. The quality of your life and your business success is going to be a direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably handle. Let me tell you that again. The quality of your life and your business success will be the direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably handle. So if you're somebody that can't let go of control and has constantly needs for things to be certain for you to move forward, your success in life and in business is going to be limited. Because what this statement is holding true is you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And the more discomfort you can handle comfortably on a daily basis, the more success you're going to have. And it's changing that idea of discomfort scares me, so I'm not going to do it, to, well, shit, I didn't feel uncomfortable today, so I'm not working hard enough. I'm not growing. Because if we're not challenging ourselves to get to that place where we're sweating and it feels weird, or that post made us nervous, or that was really vulnerable, or we sent more invites than we ever did, or we've never really talked about the coach opportunity, so we're going to do that, or we've never done a live video, so maybe we should tackle that. If you're bored, you're not challenging yourself. And that's the level that we need to break. Foundation number 2 is understanding that you're stuck because of bad habits. Whether it's mental bad habits, because those exist, whether it's work bad habits, whether it's consistency bad habits. The reason that you're not moving forward is because you're not doing enough of the right thing. I have been stuck in the past, many seasons. I've been it'll be 7 years in. I don't know how long I've been a coach. Either 6 or 7 years. February is going to be the next year I've been a coach. Either 6 or 7 years, I don't know. And there's been many seasons throughout my business. And I'm telling you, I've had some stories throughout that time for why I've not gotten to the next level in my business. And the reason that people get stuck is because of bad habits. Whether you're not showing up every day, or whether mentally you just can't get out of that funk, or whether you can't be consistent. You might show up one day and then you don't show up for 5, and then you show up for one day and you don't show up for 10. Make sure you guys are writing these down, because these are things I want you to be able to teach your coaches as well, and be able to evaluate and show them, be like, you're stuck because this has been your story this month. Maybe it's a mental battle that coach is dealing with, that you can help them kind of navigate through that and move forward to the next place. Or maybe maybe you hold them accountable to a business activity tracker or some type of tracker, and they're not turning it in, and you can be like, well, consistency isn't part of your activity here, so you're not going to grow your business. Action takes care of being stuck. We have to make sure we're taking action mentally, we're taking action in our business, we're taking action consistently in our habits to create better habits so that we can move forward. Guys, this business is not going to happen on your time frame. I'm sorry to say that if that discourages you, but it's not. It is not going to happen on your time frame. So if you live and die by your expectations, you're going to fail every single time. Instead of saying, I need to be this by this, or I need to be this by this, just be in or be out. Just be in or be out. Because if you're in, then no matter what, it's going to happen. And no matter what, you're going to show up every day and create better habits to move forward. Fitness isn't temporary. Any of you think you're just going to work out for 21 days and quit and have that body that you're looking at right now forever? It's a forever thing. Have that same mentality with your business. You got to show up to get the result. It's the same activity in your business. And foundational truth number 3. 2 biggest enemies of success. Does anybody know what they are? Type in the chat if you had to guess. If you already know the answer, don't comment. 2 biggest enemies of success. What are they? Maggie says comparison. Nicole says doubt. Great guesses. Anybody else want to throw something in there? Yourself, procrastinating. These are all really good. I'm sure fear of failing, Amanda. I'm sure all of those are correct. But the 2 biggest enemies of success from Bob Heilig says overwhelm and fear. Guys, overwhelm isn't too many things to do. Overwhelm is not knowing the next thing to do. I don't know, like, think about it. Like, if somebody's coming into this business and they're so busy, like they're so busy that they're so scared that they're not even going to have time to do this business. And then they come into this business and they're like, all right, what do I do? And you're like, well, here's your resources. Go figure it out. Do you really think they're going to take the time to figure it out? They need a plan. Because it's not that they have too much to do, it's that they don't have the next thing to do. They don't know the next thing to do. And as a team is where I feel like I failed in leadership this year, in duplication for this team, but it's where I want to make a change right now. We have to have a system in place for this. And it has to be the number 1 priority. Because if we can't master this next system that we're going to talk about, this sole thing, none of us are going to grow and duplicate long-term and successful businesses. When Kelsey spoke a few weeks ago, do you guys remember when she talked to us? And she kind of made fun of me and jabbed on me a little bit because she was like showing you guys all those documents that I made for her. And she was always like, it was so overwhelming, but she read them because I was confident enough to give them to her. And I was like, here's your homework. Do this thing. Read this document. Do this thing. And she did it. And leaders, Danielle, Maggie, Mac, all of you guys that have been around for a long time, where we have fallen into a trap is we're scared to put too much on people. That's like an old dog thing, is we hear all of these whispers for so long of the overwhelm, and we're scared to put things on people. So we try to tiptoe around this to try to make it easier for people, and in fact, we make it harder. Because we've stopped giving direct direction. We have got to get back to this basic, and we have got to implement it and put it so deep within our souls and our bodies that it's like every single coach is going to understand this duplication. And I'm going to share such a simple system with you tonight, and I don't care if you use it or not. I know my team is going to use it, and my team, my little PS crew, we're going to implement this. And they're going to have something that they can implement with their new coaches so that they can start getting their new coaches started right and feeling confident in doing so. So whether you take what I say tonight and you use it, you're welcome to it, or you powwow up with your little PS team and you figure out your own, it has to happen. Because the duplication of this team has not been like to the satisfaction that it needs to be for all of us to see the success that we want. And I think that's only because we haven't nailed down this getting started right process. Okay, so let's do it. Bob taught me to keep it simple. By the way, he's talking to us next week, so y'all are getting a little Bob right now. So he might throw some of this at you next week, and you're gonna be like, I already know that. So great, you're prepared. Okay, so Bob taught me to keep it simple. And there's 2 things that we need to master. 2 things. And when I think about it, when I was reflecting on it, when the first time I read these 2 things, I was like, this is all I did to grow a 6-figure business. That's it. These 2 things. Are you guys ready? Number 1, a getting started resource. And number 2, a game plan meeting. meaning I'm going to get on the call with that new coach and I'm going to help them get started. And their new coaches are so excited to get started. Get on the phone with them at least within 72 hours of getting them enrolled. Because if they wait too long, what happens? Doubt sets in. Can they really do it? Do I believe in myself? I don't know if I made a mistake. I don't really want to do this. Get them on the phone while they're excited. Pour that belief into them. Remind them that they made the right choice. Get them excited about the journey that you guys are about to embark on together. I'm going to share my screen and show you this. Hang on. Let me share the screen. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a little system. Please write this down. Think about this is for new coaches. If you guys have new coaches within the last 30 days, you can even go back and implement the same thing. Be like, hey, I didn't really give you a system. I kind of threw you in there and said, do this. Let's start over. Here's what I want you to do. Welcome them to the team page and to your personally sponsored group, right? Just like we always do, make that welcome intro. Step one. Step two, or in step one, also after you add them to the page and maybe you're texting or you're doing instant messenger or whatever the way you're communicating with them, as soon as they decide that they say yes, be like, great, when can you get on the phone? And give them times. Can you talk tonight? Can you talk tomorrow night? Get them on the phone as soon as you can. We've got to start relationship building with these people as soon as possible. Get them on the phone. Second thing that you do, say that you sign them up on Tuesday. Your getting started call with them is going to be Wednesday night after the kids go to bed, maybe 8:30, whatever. Wednesday morning, send them their first email. It says, hey, I'm so pumped. Congratulations. Just welcome you to the team page. Make sure that you get in there. See all the love. I can't wait to chat with you tonight. Here's our Zoom link. Also, here's a link to our new coach Google Drive. Make sure that you print off the My First 50 list and the new coach PDF. Don't worry about the new coach PDF. We're going to go over that on our call tonight. Literally, we'll go step by step together. But for that 50 list, if you print it or you just get out a piece of notebook paper, think about 50 people throughout the day. Don't make it difficult. Just write down 50 names and bring those 50 names to the call. See you then. Can't wait. Done. I need to look at you guys for a second and ask you a serious question. Does it scare you to ask somebody to make a list of 50 people? Be honest. Good. Do you ask them to make that list enough? Because here's the thing that new coaches need. They need a list to work from. We all need a list to work from. Because when you have a new coach come onto your team and you say, let's focus on hitting Success Club, they don't think they have anybody. They've just created proof for themselves because they just wrote down 50 people. And that's a starting place and they can work with that. All right, let me go back to this. So you send that first email, you've got that out to them. Here's the second thing that you're going to do. It's Zoom call night. You got your new coach on. Maybe you have like 3 new coaches, or maybe it's 1 new coach, or maybe it's 2 new coaches. And guys, if you've never had a coach before, who cares? This is a process you're going to implement when you have one. And maybe you'll get a new coach now because you're going to have a system in place where you feel confident to invite to the opportunity because you know how to help them get started. You sent that first email, you gave them the Zoom link, you told them in that email to have the 50, you told them to print off the new coach PDF and that you'd see them tonight. Don't worry about filling it out. Now you're on that call with them. Like I said, maybe you have 2 coaches, 3 coaches, 5 coaches. Maybe you plan a call midweek for everybody to get on at once. And you're on this Zoom call with those people. I am really not a good graphics person. I don't make the prettiest things, but hey, I made this on Canva. Go me. It could be so much cooler, but I don't know how to do that stuff. And this already took me long enough, but I did it. I took the time and I did it. If you guys would like it, it's not branded with my name. You're more than welcome to print it and use it for yourself. This is what I'm calling the game plan meeting. I have my coaches. You guys are my new people. Hey guys, welcome to the call. I'm so pumped to go over this meeting with you. And then you go over this plan with them. Let's set some realistic expectations. What am I doing? Right away, I want to tell them some of the things that they're going to feel within the next week of their business. The number one reason people fail in this business is mismanage expectations. Here are 5 truth bombs to empower you. Knowing what to expect sets you up for success. Number 1, people are going to tell you no a lot. Who cares, right? Getting them in that mindset. Who cares? Most of the time, it just means not right now, right? You know how to teach that. You can teach that to somebody. Number 2, this journey is going to be a roller coaster, so hang on and enjoy the ride. Guess what? You didn't sign up to like sell candy. It's like, this is a real business. It's going to take time. You're going to get no's. There's going to be ups and downs. Hang on, enjoy it. Think about how this has changed your life and let's go. Number 3, you're not going to get rich quick. If you think you are, you probably should hop off the call now, right? Stay committed to your long-term goals. You're going to do great. You're setting these expectations. You're getting them in that. You're telling them right away on the very first interaction, you're going to start a right call. Guess what? Your success or failure is entirely up to you. Create ownership immediately. Let them know the power they have in their hands for the business that they can create. You're just their mentor to give them some resources and guide them, but it's up to them entirely. And then finally, no one's journey is the same. Embrace yours and keep your eyes in your own lane. That's first part of the call. Go through that, talk to them about that. They're going to be absorbing it. They've got their printed sheet in front of them. They're excited. By the way, if they take the action to read the email, make the 50 list, print off this, and show up to the call, you've got somebody committed and ready to start. That's a really positive thing. Second thing is that you're going to talk about is letting your why drive you. This gives you time to build rapport with your coaches and really get to know them. There's been so many times where coaches will go a week, a month, 5 months without even know why their coach joined their team. Now you get to find out within the first 72 hours why your coach joined your team. You answer these on the call with them and have them write them down on the call. Be like, I'm going to ask you some questions. Do you see these why questions in front of you? Let's talk about them. Think about why you said yes to the business and write a short summary of why you joined. What's it going to do for you and how it'll change your life? Talk about it. Get them to say it out loud. Number 2 is how much do you need to make per month to get excited about your Beachbody business? Some people say $50, some people say $500, some people say $200, some people say I would just love to get my Shapeology paid for. But they've given you a number and you can work with that. Number 3 is what are you going to do with the money? This is when they start talking about whether they have debt or, if they want to save for something or they want to buy their kids ballet lessons or they just want to pay for groceries, and you get to get really connected to what a financial gain will mean for them. And this is where I got emotional on my last call. It was actually with Nicole and another coach, Darnay. Is like I got really emotional talking about like, you guys think it's cool to like get the physical transformation, but wait until you help somebody make that first Beachbody paycheck. Wait until somebody's like, exactly what I just said, I bought dance lessons for my daughter and that's something I never thought I was going to be able to do. Like that is absolutely life-changing, and you get them connected to the purpose behind the business now. And then we go into the normal things is strive for the rewards. It's like Success Club. Help minimum 3 people in your first month as a coach. Become an Emerald. That's just 2 coaches on your team. No big deal. Like easy. And those people can enroll as a business builder or enroll for the discount. And then the third thing is earning that fast start 100 bonus by enrolling 5 coaches on your team in a 4-week period. I always forget to say this, and I don't know why, because so many people are driven by money, and I'm not here to limit their success. Help 5 people. Sign 5 coaches up this month, and you're going to make a $100 bonus. Does that matter to you? If it doesn't, don't shoot for it. But if it does, I know that I told you about it. And every time you sign 5 coaches, you get a $100 bonus. That, guys, I don't know how you feel about that. Maybe you didn't know about it. I literally would not go a month without getting my $100 bonus, because that extra $100 a month meant so much to me in 2014. I needed it, like massively needed it. It's why my Success Club numbers were over 20 every month and 30 every month, because I wanted to collect bonuses as an Emerald coach. Next part of the game, it's just 2 pages, by the way. That's another thing Bob says, is like, don't make it longer than 1 to 2 pages. So keep it stupid simple, like 1, 2, here it is. Second page is your contact list. This is where they're going to take that 50-person list that they made and take 20 people off that list and plug them in. On the left side, the prospects, they're going to plug in 10 dream teamers. On the right side, they're going to plug in people they'd like to invite to do the fitness part. And then you give them their goals. Set your goals. Number 1 for your week, for the next 7 days, here's what I want you to focus on. Here's a new coach checklist that I want you to complete. We'll go over that in a minute. Reach out to all 20 people on your list. On the left side, you're going to be more focused on saying, hey, I started a new business. This is where I'm going with it. I want you to know that you're always welcome to join me, join our team as we grow and do this together. Second part is the fitness side, where you can invite somebody to a challenge group. I never want a new coach to think that they have to wait or they're not capable of putting a coaching invite out there that kind of says, do you want to link arms and do this business together? I really trust the leadership on my team. I'm really excited about this business. I really think you would actually do really well at this. No fear around any of it, because there's nothing to be fearful of. You're just putting that benchmark in place that this is what you do to grow your business. Give them those 7-day goals, give them those 30-day goals, and then leave it with a summary. Our main goal in the first 30 days is get you into action that brings you the result. You do not need to know everything right now. Focus on your 7-day and 30-day goals and don't overthink things. Here's some extra mindset tips to keep you on track. Keep other people at the center of your business and focus on helping those people that you enroll get results. Meaning be a bomb-ass coach and help your challengers get results. Collect some success stories. Build relationships. It's a foundation of your business. Don't just send a link or a website to somebody. Provide a third-party tool from the Google Drive. And in this little Google Drive that I created, I put third-party tools. It's literally a Word document with a bunch of third-party tools that they'll have access to using when people want to know about something. That they're not just going to send their link and say, check this out. They're going to send one of the resources that I gave them. Next thing is people are watching even if it doesn't feel like it, or you don't see traction right away. Stay consistent and show people your journey. And then lastly is keep your invite short and sweet. I just started X Fitness program and I was curious if you'd be interested in doing it with me. I talk on the call about not trying to be a professional because that's too much pressure. You're just a challenger. Like, you're just somebody that loves the products and programs, and now you're going to pay that forward. Talk to people like they're your friends. What attracted you to saying yes? Duplicate that with somebody else. And then just to give you guys this new coach checklist, it's the simple stuff for me. It's complete the new coach email video from corporate. It was sent to you in your inbox when you enrolled as a coach. This is the email that Team Beachbody sends. I want them to go through it. Create a note in your phone of your new coach codes that you were sent when you enrolled. These are 3 discount codes you have the opportunity to send to your new customers for an extra discount. Third is create your coming out post and launch your business on your social platform. 4, buy the book Build to Last by Keith Callahan on Amazon. Join our big team page called Transformation Nation. Join the small one, and I have the links in there. Nat's PS team. Make sure you set up direct deposit. Download the Zoom. Watch this share cart video so you know how to enroll your first person. Complete your invite list. This is what they have to do over the next 7 days. Period. That's it. After the 7 days, you're evaluating what's going on. You're not caring about anything else except that the coaches are deciding that they're taking action every day, that they're taking action on their health and fitness, that they're taking action on drinking their shake, that they're taking an action on their 7-day list that you gave them, this new coach checklist, the invites that they're working on, friends and family. You just want them to get that first win and that first sale. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be Uncle Bob or it can be a stranger. It doesn't matter. You want them to make their first sale. Some coaches might be so focused on getting their 3 within those 7 days and getting those 20 invites out that 3 say yes, because it is really easy when you're getting started. You can call mom, grandma, and best friend or husband or whoever and get those people enrolled. So depending on where they are in day 7, I just wanted to give you the next 7 days that you can focus on. I'll just go ahead and use Nicole just because she's like the freshest coach that I've been working with on our team. Is when she hit her 7 days, she was already in Success Club and an Emerald coach. So I knew that I could tailor her email for the moving forward for where I could see her going over the next 20 days of her journey, because our goal was that 30-day mark. So I just said, hey, good morning. I wanted to let you know that I added 2 documents to the Google Drive. Go ahead and print the Diamond Roadmap and fill it in, as well as printing the Confidence Tracker. Those are the other 2 resources in there and the only resources that I'm adding. The Diamond Roadmap, if you remember, is a chart for you to write down and see visually what it looks like to build your team. It's also one of my favorite documents because to me, it acts as an educational worksheet. Once you get your tracker, or knowing how to fill in the Diamond Roadmap means that I'm clear on how to log into my coach office, go to monitor my business, go to sponsorship drill down, and be able to see and understand how many personally sponsored coaches are on my team and what leg they fall on. I'm teaching my coach in that email 7 days into the business that there's a left leg and a right leg, and this is how you go see where it is and start bubbling in so you can keep track of where people are. I'm not talking to them about getting to Diamond. I'm talking to them about using a resource that's going to help educate them, that's going to help them help somebody else in the future, because they're going to understand that sponsorship drill down. I said, once you get that tracker filled in, just shoot me a text screenshot and we can go from there. You are 1 coach away from the next benchmark, which is double emerald. That simply means you sponsor 4 coaches, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. That's it. I said the confidence tracker is just a reference checklist. This is another thing. I don't want to overwhelm them or stress them out. I want them to customize this to themselves. You can set the goal to fill in these bubbles daily, every other day, or X times a week. Some coaches prefer to batch some of their work. For example, they do all their inviting on Mondays and spend the rest of the week following up. Some coaches like to invite a few people each day. It's truly up to you and your schedule and what works best. Keep in mind, this is a reference sheet. You can personalize this, mark things out, create your own, etc. I love having a tracker for my business activities because it helps me check the boxes of working out, showing up on social, myself, and it holds me accountable to the business building activities that will ultimately help me reach my goals. Lastly, how's Build to Last treating you? How far into the book are you? A new level of accountability. Are they reading their personal development that I assign them in the new coach checklist 7 days prior? Excited for your progress. Talk soon. During this time, guys, it's really, really important that you're recognizing them. And maybe you're not recognizing them for rank. Maybe you're recognizing them for consistency. Maybe you're recognizing them for bravery. Maybe you're recognizing them for 7 days of working out. But the point is that, and this is something that I didn't realize because I'm not motivated by this, is that people, when they start this business, are more motivated. They might be motivated by money, but they stay in the beginning because they feel cared about. Like, so if you're like, I remember that. And then like, when I heard that, I remember that. I was like, dang, like I was getting shout out by my coach, Rachel. Like she was telling me how awesome I was. And like, nobody like tells me I'm awesome. And like, I just go to work every day and like, nobody even knows that I'm there. Like I'm just taken advantage of, you know, like, and I'm here every day saying they're proud of me. And I'm like feeling good about myself. And like, that matters. Like we're lifting each other up and it's not fake. It's real. We're taking the time to notice actions that people are taking in the business that they said that they wanted to start. So over that time, make sure that you're recognizing wins and not just the benchmarks of emerald, ruby, diamond, star diamond. You know, celebrate it all. Celebrate your people. And then lastly is resources for you guys. Is I can't say this enough in terms of like feeling stuck and growing, is that I don't know where you're at financially. I don't know if you can afford another penny or not. But Bob Heilig's training called Level Up, what is it called? Leadership, something. You can just Google him. It's free for 14 days. So you guys can go in there and literally immerse yourself for 14 days for free and cancel it before you pay a dime. Or you can make the investment in your business, which I also recommend massively, and spend the $57 a month and have life access to his trainings. Every month he puts new updated materials in there, and he's constantly growing and giving you new challenges, and he's actually mentoring you. Like it's your virtual mentor for $57 a month. So the way that I saw that was like, I can sell an extra challenge pack a month to pay for Bob's training. It's good for brand new coaches. It's good for leadership coaches. It's just ultimately good to expose yourself. But please don't be the person that wastes $57. There's a lot of materials in there. So if you're not going to set aside at least an hour a week after you do your business building activities to reach your personal goals in your business, don't do it. But if you want to put in the extra work because you want to grow and you want to get unstuck, then you're going to welcome these mentors that are offering to literally give you everything that you need. Everything that I just showed you tonight, I've learned from him for $57 a month. That's it. Like, I mean, he also charges a course for $300 a month. Like, he's a big deal. We get to have him next week. Honestly, if you sign up now, you'll still be in the free trial. And then next week on our call, it wouldn't surprise me if he offered some extra discount, just like at the end of some plug or something. But he really is that good. And it really is that, it has been that good for me to kind of go back and revisit these basics of like, how did I get away from some of this stuff? And how are we not duplicating the way that we should because we're overcomplicating this simple system? And I want you guys to grow your teams. I want you to grow your teams before the end of the year. I want everybody to be solid going into 2021, having a system that works. I haven't seen any of the comments. Do you guys have any questions? Legacy leadership. Oh, maybe. Sorry, I thought he was a go.
No, I can't seem to get him to respond. He was, and he said he was going to do it, and then he hasn't responded with his email address to even give him the Zoom call link. So
hopefully he
I don't
will.
know. I've been trying to reply to him for the past 3 weeks, so we'll see.
Yeah. Any questions? You guys want to add anything?
Yeah, Nat, would you mind sharing the that Canva or that PDF or that whatever that is to the in the group, because I definitely want to use that. Like
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I'll throw that Google Drive in there.
Oh, perfect.
And if you guys just want to create your own, it's super simple. Like you literally go to Google Drive, you do new folder, you can name it whatever you want, maybe your team name. Let's just, for example, Fit for You is your team. You could do Fit for You new coach resources in your Google Drive. And then just add these resources to that Google Drive. And then that's what you're going to put in the email and send everybody. It can be this new coach checklist. It can be those third-party tool resources. It can be the diamond roadmap, and it can be that 50 list. Or if you guys are way more creative, you can get on Canva and duplicate it, make it way more prettier than I ever could. But that's another thing too, is like, don't waste time on that stuff because I've never been good at it and I was still able to build business. But I'd be happy to share it. Helpful? Awesome. Anybody not doing something like this?
I'll speak in behalf of Bob's legacy leadership and just being humble enough to look at myself and look at my business. And, I've created multiple things to try to help duplication and help my team. None of us ever want to to not do a good job for our people, right? But sometimes it's just you don't know what you don't know. And it's something to always humble yourself with, because you're actually only hurting people by not humbling yourself and being willing to go, I'm going to get in this training, I'm going to dig my feet in, and I'm going to look at my business and ask myself, what's not growing in my business and my team's not duplicating. So it's my responsibility to figure out why. And then it's my responsibility to put something into place, much like Natalie has shared here. She showed me Bob's thing. I got right into making exactly pretty much what she made and funneled my new coach Mary through it. And she's already off to a great start. And it just feels exciting to know that she, as a brand new coach, can even take these things and go start building a team as well. And that's the whole point, is that you guys build these things not for yourselves necessarily, but for your new coaches that you bring on at the end of the year to grow Star Diamond businesses in 2021. So I just love this call so much. And I just think it's important to just humble yourselves. And like Natalie said, and just be willing to like dig your feet in and figure out, this is whether maybe it's not coaches duplicating your downline. Maybe it's just hitting Success Club. But like humble yourself and ask yourself, like she said at the beginning of the call, why am I not doing that? And then dig your feet in and figure it out and change it. But I'm really excited for where this is going to take everybody. I feel like this was really awesome.
Thanks for sharing. Anybody else?
I kind of just wanted to put it out there since tomorrow's October, and a lot of times we get so hung up on the things and hitting the goals instead of just focusing on the activity. So I really challenge y'all, take this next 31 days and prove to yourself you can be consistent with your business. You know, whatever that looks like for you, draw the line in the sand and do it. Just show up. Don't be so focused on the goal. Focus on the action and winning each day, one day at a time. And that's going to build your momentum as we go into this new program. Like, there's a lot of exciting things coming up, and it's really easy this fourth quarter to just be like, holidays. But like, this is really the time to lean into those things and those systems so that you can go into next year not waking up on January being like, oh my gosh, why is everybody else all the way up here and I'm behind here?
Exactly. All right, guys, thanks so much for coming. This is recorded and will be up in our photo albums page for you guys. So let's utilize some new coach tools and get started, and invite, share, keep working on yourselves, and stay rooted in your vision. So good night.